to. This all to nothing way of loving, go be sleeping without you. I need somebody to know, somebody to hear, somebody to have, just to know how it feels. It's easy to say, but it's never the same. I guess I kinda like the way you help me escape. Now the day bleeds. But now the day bleeds into nightfall. And you're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down, and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kinda used to being someone you love. I was getting kinda used to being someone you love. The stars come out at night and light the way home. You and I inside will never let go. You know I follow you and all you do, but when you're gone, yeah, I lose my mind. When stars come out at night, sometimes it feels like we're strangers tonight. Tonight, I'm never gonna let you go. Strangers tonight. Tonight, the tide that draws me back to you. I'll give you all I got and show you how to love. To feel something inside the tree. Strangers tonight. Tonight, I'm never gonna let you go, but we're strangers tonight. Feels like we're strangers tonight. Feels like we're strangers tonight. We're holding on to something that's alive. If you weren't here, I'd die a million times. And all that we've been through, there's only you. And in my heart, yeah, it leads the way. We're holding on to something, but sometimes it feels like we're strangers tonight. Tonight, I'm never gonna let you go. Strangers tonight. Tonight, the tide that draws me back to you. I'll give you all I got and show you how to love. To feel something inside the tree. Strangers tonight. Tonight, I'm never gonna let you go, but we're strangers tonight. Feels like we're strangers tonight. Tonight, I'm never gonna let you go. Strangers tonight. Tonight, the tide that draws me back to you.
Don't say that no, it's building up. I'm losing patience, I've had enough.
everybody. We are doing the last little bit of setup before we get started. Let me get things organized here on the screen so it all makes sense. We are currently in the bullpen, warming things up right now. We got our questionnaire ready to go. We have our guest ready to go. We're going to go ahead and do our, our typical intro, if you will. Let me make sure that I have all my layers correct here on the stream. Alright. It's a bit of a jumble mess, yes, I know right now. Let's see. Alrighty. Okay. Alrighty, let's get right into it. Hello and welcome, everyone of the Omega Republic. This is the Omega Republic, after all. I am your host, Coppercap, and let's just get into it, shall we? Hello and welcome to the Omega Republic, a radio podcast program for the furry and brony community. For now, I am co-hostless. Yes, that way. That's the word I meant. So, anyways, thank you for joining us here on Suiting Up for Life, where we seek out those in the furry fandom and get to know what it's like to be a furry and/or brony, and learn what they do to make who they are a part of the community. Today, we have a very special guest, Danji Isthmus, also known as Craftypillar. Say hello.
Hi. Good to see you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, talk.
Exactly. So you are West Coast, correct?
Yeah, Pacific Northwest.
Gotcha. All right. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for taking me on here. I'm going to be awkward for a little bit while I get warmed up, but I am, as you said, Danji. My Sona is Allison the Plant Bear, so I often go by Plant Bear. And a technically Moon Bear, but who's counting? And I'm glad to be on here to talk to everybody.
And we are very happy to have you on here, especially for all of your accomplishments throughout the years. For those of you who aren't fully aware, and of course, as you can see on the screen, as I do have a slideshow of just a few of their creations. They do art, but they also do fursuits in small cases, and they also have developed other things as well, which we will get into later on the interview. We'll do the interview quickly. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself here. But first, what we would like to do is, thank you for joining us here on Suiting Up for Life. But before we get started, we would like to bring forth the charity that our guest has selected.
It is. I turned off the thing. God damn it! I'm sorry.
Wildlife.
Sorry. Yeah,
okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Is cursing allowed on here?
It's all right. It's all good.
But yeah, it's a wildlife. It's a bear specific. Though they do take in other wildlife. Their focus is bears, and they have a cute little YouTube channel where they get to show off all the different bears, and I use it a lot for like reference and seeing how spoiled bears act, and it's really cute. But they have a bunch of little grizzlies, and they have some black bears, and they did a couple of possums this year. I'm sure they don't show all the animals that they do rescue on the YouTube, so it's just a really nice place.
Yes. Well, that's going to be the highlight of the month. or for at least the next 30 days until the next interview, where
Oh,
we
sweet.
will highlight this wonderful place where animals can be taken care of, pampered, of course,
Yeah.
and eventually maybe reintroduced into the wild.
I think they do like take-ins because I think these are animals that can't be released. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, so I don't know though. That's not something that I ever focused on. It was just, oh, cute bears, I love them.
Hey, you know what? As anybody who's willing to step forward or step up, as it were, and just reach out to, to any critter that's, not your atypical domestic house cat or dog. Not to say
Yeah.
that they're not. I'm not saying anything against it, but, it's definitely getting out of your comfort zone if all you're used to is domesticated animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I see they got foxes, porcupines, deer.
Yeah. They're really sweet. Like, I don't know. They focus on the bears in the videos because one of the main guys is like so friendly with them that he can like play with them in like a bear way because he's a big guy, so he can take them like kind of batting him around a bit, but obviously within reason. But
Aw.
those are the bears they can't release, so
Well, that is wonderful. I don't really know if I would ever do something like that because I'm a bit I'm a bit skeptical about being around non-domesticated. Well, actually, I'm skeptical around domesticated animals as well because you always get that cat or dog that looks at you weird, like, who is this?
oh yeah. No, it's totally understandable. You don't want to. I don't know. There's a level of you need to accept that you're going to get bitten and hurt in some way if you're playing with an undomesticated and often domesticated animal.
Especially one that's 5 to 10 times your weight.
Oh yeah, those guys are big babies.
Look but don't touch.
Oh yeah.
Unless you're a trained professional, of course.
Oh yeah.
So, for every like that this video receives, we of the Omega Republic will donate $1 to this program, max at 100 for the next 30 days. So, thank you for watching and choosing the Omega Republic as your place of entertainment. Now let's get to know our friend with us today. So first off, Danji.
Yeah, I respond to both, but I usually say Danji.
Plant Bear.
Yes. Acceptable.
Alrighty. Bear of the Soil.
Yeah.
Of course,
I am.
Go ahead.
Oh. I have to be partially made of soil to grow all of my cool little plants and stuff.
Well, I mean, the most of the images I see is, of course, with you with a flower on your head, or a flower coming out of your head, if you will.
Some sort of planty thing.
Indeed. So, for the first step, well, I mean, this is just a standard question, of course, but, how long have you been part of or really interacted with the fandom? And what do you think led you to where you are today?
So I'm bad with time, but it's been, and like, this was even before it was like furry. It was like called Anthro, and that was on Neopets back.
Neopets.
I was like,
wow.
Yeah, so it's been, I'm trying to think back how far that was. I think that was in 2003. So I've been a part of the fandom for, was it 2003? Goodness, I'm sorry, I'm trying to think back to the like dates and stuff, and oh my gosh, that's so hard. But it's 20 something years, so there you go.
That is impressive, and it gives you a chance to really learn as much as you can about this community. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
there's
don't
there's
cons-
been a lot.
don't think of it as you're old. Just think of it as you're way more seasoned and experienced. But also because we're old.
Yeah, yeah. Ancient gray muzzle, I believe, is what it's called.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we have a few of those here.
I forgot to advertise.
Hey,
The stream.
it's all part of the learning curve.
See, I'm a part of the fandom and I'm doing all this stuff, but I didn't say I was good at it. I am not good at this stuff.
Hey, you know what? There are people that are, center stage in the spotlight, and then there are those that are the real foundation of the fandom that are working behind the scenes, creating the dreams.
Okay. Sorry, that distracted me for a second, but I did it.
Hey, it's it just means it means you are in fact your Sona. Bears are easily distracted. I mean,
I just
first of
want to be sleeping.
don't we all?
Yeah, yeah.
But winter's over now. Hibernation time is over. It's time to get out and feel spring. And then go
It's
back to
raining
bed.
here.
Oh,
God damn it. God darn it. Sorry.
well, that kind of takes away from the fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, I have to go fix a bunch of stuff outside now because rain. I hate it.
Yeah.
It means it
So,
won't be as dry this year. Sorry. I
you're
don't
good.
mean to
You're good.
talk over you.
There's a bit of a delay, so it happens a lot. I'm not worried about
Okay.
that. There's always a bit of a delay here. Anyways, next up is, of course, well, we already kind of touched on this, but I think you could probably expand on this a little bit. What do you do towards contributing to the fandom? Such as movies, music, art.
I think my majority is art. I have branched out over the years. I started off doing mostly just traditional art, and I did a lot of badges for people, and then I started branching out into digital art back when that started popping off. Yes, I'm that old. Uh, I started doing oh my goodness. I started doing conventions, and at the conventions, we started off doing t-shirts, and we started off doing decals and all of that stuff, and this is going to sound weird as heck, but this was back when no one did that. So we had our little heat press and our vinyl that we cut from a little cameo that was like old as heck, and like it's like, oh, that's gonna go off into top. I'm trying not to do that. I have that brain where it's just like, oh, that made me think of that, and I'm gonna go 1,000 different directions. So I'm gonna try not to. But
No, you're good.
so we did all that. We started doing, and I say we, but me and just everyone that I was a part of the convention group with. And since then, started doing fursuits and animation, and I wouldn't say movies. We did little jokey things, and this is back on Facebook before the TikToks and all this stuff. I know I'm sounding old still, like I'm not helping myself. We tried to do charity. I've been guest of honor at a couple of conventions, and I was able to donate art to the charities, and I really felt good about that. There was I've done a few little like statues and stuff, and I've done
Statues.
yeah, I mean like just not big statues, I should say sculptures, like little
Oh,
character sculptures.
okay, so not like a full-on Michelangelo or something
Oh
like
no, no, no.
that.
No, no, no. I wish I could. Like that takes so much time though.
Oh my. So
Um
we're talking like maybe action figure size or a little bigger than that.
yeah. Yeah. Um and I've gotten into making video games recently. Like I have a couple that are in progress right now, and that seems to be where I really like I feel like that's where my stuff is going right now, is into the video games.
Speaking of which, and it was on the slideshow just briefly, I believe it's something, there's a game that you produced, something called Part of the Flock.
Yes.
Tell us a
That's
little bit about that.
it's a little thing. It's a something I did for a game jam, but it's based around my little character called Lammy, and he's this antisocial, like hermit character who lives out in the middle of nowhere in a little farm area, and he has a poultry farm. And so part of the flock is kind of his first opening games, because I have a series of 5 or 6 games planned for him to expand upon a universe that I'm going into. Like, oh, I'm gonna. But this specific game is. It's so simple that if I go too far into it, I'm gonna just give the whole thing away. But it's basically just him going through a, I wouldn't say horror situation, but like just like, see, I'm not good at explaining myself.
Well,
It's so bad. It's like I'm I
well,
would say go play the game. It's only 10 minutes long.
okay. I mean, but would you classify this as a horror game or as a suspenseful or a thriller game?
I would say suspenseful, but it subverts your expectations, and it's because of the theme of the jam that I had joined for it. So suspenseful, but don't. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
You're good.
My
You're
stutter
good.
is trying to come out, but suspenseful, but it subverts expectations. Yes.
I haven't had a chance to play it yet myself, but it is a 3D format.
It's actually a 2.5D. So
Ah,
it's made of pixel art. So when you go in there, it is flat planes, but they're walking on a 3D plane. So, kind of like Doom, like I would say.
oh, okay, well, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm sure
So,
some people would say, "Well, it's like Minecraft."
oh,
It
maybe.
might be, I guess.
Because, yeah. No, because it's my brain's about to go off into a thing, so I'm gonna rein it back.
You're good. You're good. Let the imagination flow. Let the freedom
Oh,
fly.
don't say that. I'll turn into an absolute problem, and you will be like, "Where are we going with this?" Like,
I've had crazy guests before. Don't worry.
yeah.
Oh, or like Aenir says, or Sonic 3D Blast. Didn't play the game, so I'm not familiar with that.
I don't think I have either, but I could look it up really quick.
Sonic 3D Blast? I only know the 2D Sonics. Sorry.
I do like the 2Ds, but I do want to do. Oh yeah, this looks almost close to what I made it of. I do want to make a like low poly game at some point. That'll take me a lot longer though, but my next game is actually a visual novel, so
Oh.
I have the story outline done already. I'm waiting for the jam to start because you're not supposed to do like details and stuff until the jam starts.
Ah.
And it starts at the beginning of next month. So, gotta do that.
You're
I
not
can't
doing a
design
Doki
the
Doki, are
character.
you?
No, not on this one. I have ideas for that kind of game, but like the jams are too short for me to do anything really chunky like that. They're very much like I have a month to work on it, so I'm gonna blast out as much as I can.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was about ready to say, please don't tell me you're doing a Doki Doki Literature Club. Please tell me it's more original than that.
No, no, no. Well, I don't know if I'd call this original, but it's like it's just a story-based little cutesy story.
Hey,
So,
nothing
fairly
wrong with
simple.
cutesy. All right. So yeah, we've touched on the game. Um, of the I actually had another question, but it leads more into the next one.
Hmm.
Of course, what we want to know is, which we already do, is are you a suitor? We know. Yep, you are.
Yeah.
Let's see, who made your suit? I think we know the answer to that one. How long did it take?
Actually,
Oh, go
oh,
ahead.
sorry.
Nope, continue.
I was gonna say I have 3 suits. One of them I did in collaboration with Sky Pro Fursuits. Um,
Ah,
she was, or I don't know what they go by anymore, so if I'm misgendering them, I apologize. Because we haven't talked in a while, so.
right, right.
Um, they were actually throwing this suit head away because I used to live with them, so um, I was like, hey, you gonna throw that away? Like, that looks really cool. And they're like, yeah, I don't really feel this one. And I was like, can I just finish it? So I finished it and turned it into a character. And
Oh,
so that one, I did part of it, and first, they did the other part. And then the other 2 suits I have, I got by Simple Nicks. So I don't have anything that's like 100% by me.
but you worked on them. That's what matters.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. I think I've done 15-ish suits now. Like, I've done quite a few. It's just the number escapes me. I'm a slow fursuit maker.
Uh,
uh,
I don't think you want a super fast fursuit maker for reasons.
I mean, that's true, but I feel like I'm painfully slow.
So, of course, when I browsed your Fur Affinity, because that's where I got all the images from, we do have Danji, your Bearsona, and then we
Yeah.
have a sort of, I don't want to misclassify, it is like a mint green and white dog?
Oh, that's not mine. That's a commission that I did. So I made it for someone else.
Okay.
Unless I'm misunderstanding. Because I have Allison, which is actually my bear, which is so confusing because I use it as my fursona. But Danji is actually the caterpillar. So they are the worm cat looking thing that I have as my fursuit mascot. And that is actually Danji.
Well, I've been misclassifying this.
No, I confuse everyone with that. Like it's because I started out as the caterpillar and then I switched over to the bear for like just because I felt it fits my body type more and it's like more what I look like, so it made me feel better to use them as my fursona.
Okay.
While Danji is like my little cute worm cat mascot because I like worms and
I do apologize.
there's a whole no, don't apologize. It's totally fine. I literally confuse everyone with that.
Okay, so just to clarify, the bear is Alice.
Allison.
Allison. Okay, got it.
Or plant bear. Like you can literally just
Yeah.
call them plant bear.
Gotcha. I'll have to remember to refigure that next time I bring that up.
Hey, no worries.
The last one I noticed was a kind of a pig boar.
Oh, I did do, yeah, I've done one of those. I like doing different species. Like, I find a lot of fun in doing very strange species.
Hey, out of the ordinary, out of the box. That's where the real fun's at. I mean, and this is gonna sound a bit harsh, but it's a little bit more extravagant than seeing the same dog character in different, recolored 6,000 times.
Yeah, I tend to get bored if I have to do the same thing over and over and over again. I know some people find comfort in that though, so
Mhm.
I'm not gonna like uh get them for that or judge them. There we go. But I
You
just
shall be judged.
I get bored.
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. I understand. Yeah, there are people in furs that prefer a certain style, and then there
Yeah.
are others that like, a set trend,
Yeah.
which is
And I
fine.
did find and I found that like when I do strange species, usually I'll get like a ton of messages saying, "Hey, could you do mine again? Like since you did this, I've not seen anyone do this yet." That's always fun.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But I'm slow, so I'm always like, are you sure you want it? Are you sure you want it for me?" Like
And I mean, looking through your gallery, no two pictures are really alike. I mean, they're. I mean, you have creatures and animals all over the spectrum.
Yeah, I really like doing that. And it makes some people feel seen too in the fandom cuz like um I think it's fun when I'm in stream or something and someone orders something and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm one of those too." And like then they make a little group together.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that really cute.
Indeed.
I sent you a link that has all of my fursuits on it so that you have like a way to look at them combined instead of digging through my fur affinity.
Right. And I do appreciate that. And for those of you watching, if you look down below, there are a few links to allow you to browse through their galleries and videos as well on their YouTube.
My
I
YouTube is so neglected.
well, there's still some pretty neat works on there. And you have a VTuber model.
Yeah. So that one I actually got from Feral Facade. Um, I feel so lucky to have gotten one because I don't know if they do customs anymore. And they did my character basically perfect.
Oh, yeah, it's adorable.
Yeah.
And of course, there's probably people asking, what program do you use
For what?
to actually, implement the VTuber model?
Oh, I use VC Face. Um, it was a process to get it from because I made it for VR or they made it for VR chat, excuse me.
Hmm.
And so I had to take it into Unity and completely fix it over for VC Face because you had to change a few settings and break a few things.
Non-technical
Which
people are over here being like, I don't want to do that. It's too hard.
I didn't either, but there's a million tutorials, so you can't. Anyone can. If I could do it, if my dumbass could do it, anyone could do it.
I say I'm not tech savvy either, and I would probably at least attempt stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah, there.
stop whining, you losers, and try
There's a level of once you're halfway through and you've failed like 5 times, you have to accept that you're going to fail at least 5 more times, and then you'll get it right.
it. Exactly. So let's move on down the list, shall we?
Hmm.
Well, you know what? I think let's touch on this one. Do you have any interest in cosplays?
I think cosplays are like a really cool medium for people to create. And I've tried to make a few cosplays, but like this is just me. Like I get a little bored with it because it's like um I like to make original things, and I'm not saying like that's a bad thing to want to do. It's just for me that like I want to do things that
Oh, you're making fun
hasn't.
of all the Naruto fans out
No,
there?
no, don't put that curse on me.
And just to clarify, I'm totally fine with Naruto cosplays, even though it's been done at every single convention ever.
Yeah, I mean, I have been to anime conventions, and there are some people who just their sewing ability is beyond anything that I could even imagine doing right now. But that's purely because I'm not good at sewing right now.
They know how to manage sparklers. They know how to make things look pretty and to, you know,
Yeah.
they are the bug zappers. They attract all of the flies that carry all the money, and then have them lead them to their doom, to where they spend all their money and die.
Yeah, I just I'll sew some fur together and like sit for hours sewing something versus taking that really shiny thin fabric and somehow magically getting it through my dang sewing machine that eats that stuff like for breakfast. I have no idea how that works. I even have a foot for it and I don't understand how that works.
Oh my. Oh, it's okay. I mean, this is kind of a tangent to what we're talking about, but when I first went to MFF, the very first convention I ever went to, the very first time I went to a convention, I would see business cards everywhere. Not just like one little, not just the, not the dealer's den. You think it would be just localized in the dealer's den. No, there were cards on every single windowsill. There were cards strewn about the floors, on ledges and shelves and tables, everywhere.
Yeah. Ugh. Like I mean, I'm guilty of that too. Like if I find other people's business cards are there, I'll throw down some of my business cards too. It's like, okay, it's obviously okay here. So, I don't know. I don't know if it's ever gotten me anything, but I always know that when I show up later, they're gone. So maybe someone's found me through that. Who knows?
There you go. It's just like you're forced to do that in order to be able to advertise, and then there's just so
Oh,
much
man.
competition out there.
Yeah, like don't even. Oh, advertising as a freelance artist is literally hell on earth. And this is me I like when the fandom was smaller, it was much easier because you were basically just talking to a bunch of friends.
Right.
And like people who were your friends wanted to support each other and we all liked each other for the most part. But now it's so massive that furry is no longer just one group. Furry is a billion different groups. And that's why when people say furries are cringe, I'm like, okay, which furries?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
There's definitely cringe furries, and there's definitely gross furries. But there's also nice furries, and there's the furries that you should probably stay away from.
Yeah.
But we are no longer just one group. We are an amalgamation.
Mm-hmm. We are an entire media form with all kinds of genres.
Yeah. Like, got subsections going on here.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna have to. I wanna kind of gauge your reaction on this. So, bronies,
Yeah.
a subculture of being a furry, or their own culture.
So I've been to a few brony cons, and I would say bronies are furry adjacent. I would not call them furries, mainly because it is so unique to itself that furries show up and be welcome, but I don't think that the bronies can. I know you feel yourself. Goodness, I'm sorry.
You're good.
You are a brony, right? I don't want
Partially,
to.
yes.
Yeah.
When I'll just give a brief explanation. Is when I
Yeah.
first fell in to a fandom, it was the brony fandom that I found first, and then thanks to a few people who are actually in this Discord, I transitioned more over to the furry, where
Yeah.
it's more or less like 75% furry, 25% brony. I still hold
Yeah.
strong to my brony roots. I just
Of
don't
course.
live and breathe it.
Yeah. So. I just hope he doesn't get mad at me for saying this, but my brother's a brony. And that's why I feel, because I went to conventions with him to go to the brony cons and stuff. And I suited at them, which it's funny enough. I went to BronyCon, I don't remember which year it was, and I wore my alabaster suit. I don't have it anymore, but like I suited around as that. And I actually ended up on an episode of Comic Book Men, and I was like, why did they pick me? Like, I'm a furry in the middle of this brony convention, because it was all about bronies. And so that, I guess it's because I feel that way. I'm like, I was just there. It's like me being in the middle of like a comic convention. That's how I feel about it. Is I can be there because we're all just a bunch of nerds, but it's like I would definitely feel different from the actual Comic-Con people.
You felt like a grain of rice at a noodle factory.
Yeah. And it's not that I feel like bronies wouldn't. That's just how I feel, I guess.
Yeah. But I do I agree with your answer that though bronies have similar structures as the furry fandom, I don't think it belongs in the furry fandom tree.
Yeah, we're all welcoming and we're just a bunch of nerds, but it's like you can go to a brony con and a brony can go to a furry con, and it's like we're all just chill with each other for the most part.
There's those extremists in the fandom, but we won't mess with those guys too much.
Yeah, extremists are in absolutely every fandom, and so I don't my thought on, I'm only going to say this about it, is bad people are bad people.
Mm-hmm.
They are not because of any group. They are just bad people.
Yep. And
But
we're all familiar with those kinds of people.
oh yeah.
Be they on social media or running into them in real life.
Yep, and I have found them in every walk of my life. Furry, non-furry, normie. They exist everywhere.
Yep. Sometimes it's better just to walk away.
Yep. That's any young people that ever hear this, don't tolerate it.
Mm-mm. Alright, well, we touched a little bit on this, but, based on your choice of your Sona, do you feel it represents your personality, or do you want to be more like it emotionally? Is there anything you feel like sharing from your real life that you also incorporated into your Sona?
I'm gonna pick on the two that I've chosen. So it's like my caterpillar that I started with for a long time. Actually, someone helped me kind of get into that because it was... Anyway, it's my characters have constantly changed over the years based off of how I was feeling about myself at those times. So my caterpillar character turned into this like Alice in Wonderland thing because I was going through a period of like very extreme, like unsure, like I was unsure of myself. So it was like, I'm just this caterpillar hoping to turn into a butterfly someday. And also I loved bugs and worms and gross things that like that. And it was like, it felt like it worked for a long time.
Oh, you like picking your nose
And
too?
hey, don't tell on me. Shut up.
Continue.
Yeah. Sorry, that was rude of me.
No, that was actually rude of me. I probably shouldn't have said that.
No, you're fine. It was silly. But um and some stuff happened in my life and I kind of completely disconnected from my caterpillar at that point, and so I was trying to figure out what was happening. And I was like in a free fall for a long time, and then I had created my bear character even before like the free fall happened. And I showed it to my partner at the time and he's like, "Oh, they're really cute." Like, and so I started playing with the idea of becoming a bear, and then it just slowly became a part of who I was. And like, to go into it, it's like I got on medication and all that stuff. And unfortunately, the medication made me gain weight, and I had been so afraid of that growing up that when I became more and more attached to my bear, it was like I started making it more my actual body size. And it was like a comfort for some, like, it was like, you know what, if I can like them like that, then maybe it's okay that I'm like it too. Because it was a stress growing up thinking that, oh, I'm gonna end up like, and I know a lot of people go through that too, so it's like, it's okay to be fat. And I'm just saying that in a way that it's like, you shouldn't hate yourself for it.
Absolutely
So
not.
drawing them like it made me feel better. And being a bear like made sense because, bears bulk up constantly and that's just their life. And being lazy and eating, and I was like, that's kind of nice. But yeah. And then my caterpillar kind of came back as a mascot because I couldn't let go of it for some reason. It was just like, I really appreciate this old thing, even though it's not me so much anymore. So, and then the plant thing is like, it was kind of rough because my grandpa just recently passed away, and he was my favorite thing growing up was going to the side of the mountain where grandma and grandpa lived. They were fully off grid and they just grew plants like all the way down this mountain. And that just felt like it was a part of me, was growing plants and like being able to what's the word? Bring something small to life, I guess. And kind of nurturing it yourself. And that's why they're all attached. There's some more story aspect to it that, like, I don't know if I want to get into, because every time I get into my story stuff, it's like, oh, I'm done. I'm not gonna do anything with this anymore.
Well, the way that you're explaining it, the best way I could describe it is being the bear. Obviously, is you got into the bear is your body incarnate. The
Yeah.
the plants is you gardening your spirit.
Yeah.
You're being a gardener of your spirit. You're working and toiling at it, not knowing if anything will grow, but you're going to do it anyways, hoping that something will eventually sprout out of it.
Yeah. And then I have my little worm thing that just lives in my head, buried deep in the dirt.
I've got one in my head too, but
Yeah.
what it does is it plays a simple, annoying little tune over and over again.
Ugh, I have those too. We don't talk about those.
No, no. It gives them life whenever you do. It gives them strength
Yeah,
and
yeah.
power. All right. Well, you know what? That is, I mean, it's probably just the tip of the iceberg with what you've given us, but it's just, it, it's hard for me to even come close to say that, that it's a story of empowerment, of struggle, anxiety, probably, and just learning to just keep pushing forward and not stopping.
Yeah. There have been a lot of pitfalls, but I don't know. It just has to be. And it has to be okay. Even if it hurts, everything has to be okay.
Hello, hold on one second. I know I've got my glasses on. Hello, Ava Strangle AJ. I'm hoping I'm saying that right.
Avastar Angle AJ?
Yes. I guess I
Hello.
said that. Welcome to the stream. So, next up, and it kind of, what we just talked about kind of leads into this, and you've kind of already touched on a little bit.
Mhm.
Being a furry, walking among society, out in the real life, real world and whatnot, do you feel more or less alone than before you became what you are? Has it opened up more opportunities towards making friends?
So I've been like this forever. It's hard to remember a point where I wasn't exactly like this. Well, I mean, obviously I've changed, but weird, acting like an animal, like being just strange. I feel like it's opened me up to have more real friends. And as I've learned, it's obviously you lose friends. I had too many friends at one point where it was I was accepting everybody. And that was, in my opinion, the wrong thing to do. And not because people are awful, but just some people just don't jive. And sometimes you're gonna irritate people by being you. And that's not always a bad thing. It just means that you can't be close friends.
You spread
And
yourself thin.
yeah, and when you're weird and you're openly weird, like you do cut off a lot of I guess just relationships, but you also get to hold on to those who accept you for a very long time. You get to have very strong relationships. And sure, I only have a handful, but I don't know, that's okay with me. It's okay that some of the people who've stuck with me literally for decades, I appreciate them a lot. But I do feel very hermity, so it's you just kind of gotta accept that I'm sometimes gonna disappear for a year or something. I try to say hi and I try to be better about that, but it's so hard because I like to just disappear into the woods for a while.
Well, would you rather have a large group of friends that, when you say, I really need somebody to talk to, and they say, oh, I'm busy, I'm not really feeling up to it? Or would you rather have those 2 or 3 really close friends that they will drop everything to just hear you out and comfort you? And,
Yeah.
having those closer friends, even if it's a smaller group, it might seem a bit selfish in the friendship world, but you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
Go for the smaller group.
Yeah, and it's also within reason because I appreciate friends who will be like, "Hey, I can't do this right now." And that's okay. That's okay to me. And it's it's more when they're just like casually like, ugh, no, like that kind of stuff where it's like, oh my god. Or they tolerate you and they're just letting you speak, but they hate you for it. Like, there is
Yeah.
someone, I won't point them out, like, I appreciate them for what they did. I went to a convention, it was back when I was trying to be friends with everybody.
Hmm.
And I went up to them and I was like, hey, buddy. And I was like trying to be friendly because we did hang out at a party once and it was a really nice time. And I thought we were friends. And they were like, we're not friends. Like, I don't know you very well. And I'm like, you know, that makes a lot of sense. Like, that kind of hurt. It like stings. There was a little pain, but it was like one of those things where it's like, oh, yeah, maybe I need to like really think about this.
Hmm.
And like as much as it hurt and it's like I'll never be friends with that person, it's like, damn, that's one of those core memories where it's like, okay, that was good to learn.
That's when good old social anxiety kicks in.
Yeah. Well, thankfully the people that I really care about would like they're very tolerant of my social anxiety.
The ones that have stuck with you through thick and thin, those that know that there's a time to step forward and comfort you and talk to you, and there's
Yeah.
a time to say, maybe we should back off and give them some space for just a few minutes.
Yeah. Or be honest and just check me for a second. Because, I have a lot of mental problems. Like, I'm not going to go into that in here, but it's like sometimes I need a reality check. And I get so thankful of my friends who know how to do that without making me feel like a piece of crap. So they're just like, hey, you need to stop. Like, I'm just like, oh, phew, thank you. I really
Just giving you
like,
that gentle poke in the shoulder, saying that, hey, you might want to, yeah,
yeah,
that's enough.
yeah. No, like I always appreciate that kind of stuff. Like, that to me is a true friend. Someone who can do that and help you when you're having a bad time. So it's like, I don't know. I'm all over the place when it comes to friends and stuff, but there's I just went through a lot of stuff where it was like people were pretending to be my friend and they were so nice to me and it just some
Mm,
and it's like whatever, like that's their life. They got to decide that, and that's why I appreciated that one person so much for just being honest with me
mhm.
because I 100% prefer that over the oh yeah, we're best friends, but we're not.
Yeah, it's the fans, the pot. What is it called? Uh, the it just
Poppers?
is that what the right term is? I think.
I heard you say pop, that's why it stuck in my head, but Papa Furs was a popular term for a long time. I
Mhm.
haven't heard it in so long, so maybe it's out of vogue or whatever. But
Right.
I'm kind of
But
glad if it is. It was so annoying. Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
you're again, it's the delay. I blame the internet sometimes, but yeah. What it is that, you're going to have those people that are drawn in by all the glitz and glam on the surface. They don't know anything about your personality. All they see is all of your, beautiful artwork on the surface, and they think, "Oh, this person be, must be this and must be that. This is attractive in my eyes." And then they put on this whole show because they want to be popular as well. Those people are the worst.
Yeah, I mean, I always tell them it's not all that it's like, because I don't even feel popular. Like, to be honest, I don't feel popular. I feel like it's a shock whenever someone recognizes me. It's a shock whenever someone's like, "Oh, hey, I like your stuff." It's like, so I guess anyone who's reaching for that. I'm like, you never really feel it. You never really feel like you're special or anything. And that's not like a self-degradation
No,
thing.
no,
It's
no,
just, it's like, you gotta reach for something else because you'll be there chasing it forever. And
no.
that's
1 second.
that's how I feel about that. No problem. Okay, now that he's gone, let's light this place on fire. Hi, Duststone. Who else is here? Participants. No. Hop out, chat.
Sorry, my dad stepped in and wanted to talk to me.
Oh, no worries. I didn't set
Anyways.
anything on fire.
Why do I
Maybe.
smell smoke? Anyways, oh yeah, that's just our beloved leader, DJ Ark's desk. No worries. We've been meaning to burn that for weeks.
Oh, good. I mean, you left me alone for 2 seconds. I mean,
Yeah, it looks
what
like.
else was I to do?
Yeah, it looks like Ainir's on your side, so yeah. I think we pretty much covered the next one. What are some things you started doing differently? I mean, I think you pretty much covered that one.
Oh, yeah.
Which is good. I mean, it's free flowing. There we go.
Yeah, I've.
Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just gonna say that, yeah, it's just nothing different. Like, I'm just a weirdo.
You're part of this fandom. Everybody's a weirdo. Or
Yeah.
maybe we're the normies, and then everyone who's not in the fandom are the weirdos, right?
I don't know. They have to go through a lot to, like, pretend that everything is good.
Right.
Which is so strange to me.
Ainir, really? I'm not going to elaborate on that. Anyways, I don't know if you've seen what they said in the stream chat or not.
Yeah, I have it popped out.
So, I mean, we do have one final main question, which feel free to answer this however you feel it needs to be answered. But okay, let's just say you met somebody. You know, you have some experience under your belt per se, or under your big bear belly, we'll say it.
Yeah.
And you know, they're like, okay, we've heard of this thing called the furry fandom. We're interested, but okay, do we go online, watch videos first? Do we go to a convention first? Do we have to swear allegiance to the almighty telephone, or what?
So, I have 2 answers to this question. And 1, if you're a minor, wait. If you are a minor, wait. This is my opinion, obviously. A lot of, and I may, because I do a lot of not safe for work stuff, so I may just be like biased by the section of the furry fandom I'm in, but I do feel that there is a lot of misunderstandings within the furry fandom, and because a lot of it is online, and I wouldn't say anonymous, but I will say like everyone's hiding their face, and it's not like in a way to like feel better about themselves.
Of course.
So it's I feel like for everyone's safety, minors should either wait, stay off online spaces, or go to everything with their parents. And I know that sounds lame as hell, but there's just so many like ways that both the adults and the minors can get in trouble. That is my opinion. Obviously, people are going to do what they do. If you are above 18 and you are looking for a way to, let's say, integrate into the fandom, you were interested before you're a minor, but you're finally integrating and you want to find a way to find the best things to do. I would say have a group of friends who are furries and go to a convention. I think conventions are great. I think that conventions can be boring as heck if you don't have a friend with you. And I only say that because it's like you show up and you're a little awkward. Like we all are a little awkward. And so it's hard to go in and like talk to people. And people are probably going with their friends, so you may feel a little excluded. And I do feel that that's hard. That's a really hard thing. And if you don't have friends that are in the furry fandom, definitely start online. And you can start online by going to Discords that you trust. Don't just go into random Discords and hope that everyone is great, because there's so many spammers and scammers nowadays, which makes me sad, but you know, there's meets in almost every state. And I think those are a good starter because it's better to have like a little group to start with. Because people are more likely to be like, hey, join in with us. I know that's not possible for everybody. Because there's other things that I wish I could suggest, but I feel like my perspective as an artist who's been around forever is very skewed. I do feel like doing all kinds of art games, and there's something right now that's going on called Chimera, there we go. And stuff like that is so interesting and fun, and you just do art stuff with other people, you do little get-togethers with people, and you just slowly get to know people. And it's a slow process. You are not just going to immediately make friends if you aren't just bringing a friend to this stuff. And I feel like that's where a lot of people get disappointed, is they think that everyone's just going to make friends with them immediately. But that's kind of where I feel, like how I feel about that. I hope I even answered the question.
You did.
I went on. Okay, good. Good. Hi, Spring Z Trap.
Yes, hello, Spring Z Trap. What you suggested with the minors thing, it actually, I totally agree. Minors, I would suggest that you just kind of browse around.
Yes.
You know, like on YouTube videos and stuff like that. Just kind of browse around a little bit. Get yourself used to personalities and behaviors.
Yeah.
And, you know, that means more than just watching, you know, people showing off their fursuits. It's more than just that.
And please stay out of adult spaces. I know it's so tempting to be in there, but please. It's not safe for you. It's not safe for the adults. No. And I say that generally. If you are a minor, stay out of adult spaces, and not because you're being excluded, but because it is not safe for minors.
Mm-hmm. There are people in there. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's this fandom or not. There are people out there that prey on unsuspecting others. And
I feel like there's oh, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're good.
Oh, I was just gonna say, and it can mess with your head a bit to get into those spaces if you aren't prepared for it. Mm-hmm. Even without the predators and stuff, it's just gotta. That's so hard. I'm not a parent, and I'm not a counselor, but it's just based off of how shit went down in my life.
Right. We were all young once. We were all
Yeah.
led in by the sparklies and the shinies, and
Yeah.
thinking that it's all going to be a place of rainbows and freedom and just everything goes right, nothing goes wrong. I'm sorry to say there is no place in any society where things won't go wrong at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. A lesson hard learned and all that.
Yeah. You know, IRC chats for
Oh my
for you
goodness.
younger generation that will never know were the starting point for a lot of us furries who are 30 and over.
Oof.
And that I'm just gonna leave it at that, 30 and over. Um, because yeah, there's a handful of us here who are 30 and over. Um, but it was our Discord, it was our Skype back in the day, where we would just go online and happen to find a link to some IRC chat that was an interest site, a place of just
Yeah.
people to randomly chat with each other. And it was the way that we connected online.
Yeah. It's oh my god, I thought Neopets, but then you said IRC and I was like, "Oh, I
Yep.
remember that." I remember when my mom got our first computer and it was like that was basically all it did was IRC and those little kids games, if you remember those, the ones where it's like they're the click through games and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there was one with like a talking car.
Yes.
Putt Putt,
Putt
I
Putt.
think. Yeah, that's the one. And
Putt
then
Putt, Pajama Sam.
Mario Teaches Typing was
Yeah.
one of the first games that we played in school.
Ugh,
We
my
were
god.
misled because they're like, okay, kids, we're gonna play Mario today. Mario in school? And then we're like,
Right.
oh,
We're gonna learn.
yeah.
Mario's a teacher.
Mm-hmm. It never really helped my GPM went up after school. That had
Yeah.
nothing to do with it.
No, same. Same. It's like now I've just done it for so long that it's like I don't even think I do it the right way. But I type pretty fast and I can do it without looking at it. I can do it on my phone too. I freaked my mom out because she asked me a question and I looked up and I was still typing while I was answering her question.
Oh
I knew I was a
my.
little deep in and she was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, as old as we are, our parents, our guardians, our grandparents, when they look at us and they see us messing with all this technology so fast, they're like, how are you doing this?
Oh, goodness, we're gonna go off into a little tangent, but it's like, and then I see the kids that have all of these things that are pre-built for them and like they don't have to do anything. And I remember programming stuff and I remember building computers and it's all done for them and I'm like, "Oh god, I hope someone's still going to be building things."
Right?
Like, I'm sure there's going to be the nerdy people like us who are going to be like, "Oh, I have to build it. Like it's got to be from my hands." Even
Mhm.
younger, but I remember I was forced to, and I remember whenever we got a virus, I had to track it down into the folders.
Oh, I
That's
was
my
never good at that.
antivirus. It sucked. It sucks because it would pop up in multiple places, and some of them would move as you're chasing them. Oh, that was awful.
The days before Norton, the days before
Yes.
McAfee.
Yeah. Now Windows Defender just keeps everything safe,
Yeah,
which that's a
and
good thing. That's actually a benefit thing.
yeah, even though sometimes it defends stuff that doesn't need to be defended, but oh well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we've just about covered everything we needed to.
Sweet.
Any before we close off, is there anybody in the chat that has any questions for our guest today? Please keep them safe for work. I shouldn't have
Or
to
I'll
tell
just
you
go
guys
way
that.
off into I'll get the entire YouTube video taken down.
They have the. You know what? You do have the authority to do that. This is your interview, after all.
Oh, okay. That wouldn't be good for the bears, though, so I won't do that.
I remember those types of malware. Nowadays, I have 3 layers of security. So, the 3 layers of security being a slice of bologna, a slice of American cheese,
Oh,
and
gross.
2 slices of sourdough bread, I'm assuming. Are those 3
Sourdough
layers?
bread's good, though.
Yeah.
Well, that's like 4 layers, but I
Oh,
guess you
yeah.
could count the 2 breads as like the outside, and that's a layer.
Unless you do just 1 slice and you just roll it up like a taco. Or a hot dog.
I was gonna make a clever joke, but then I forgot what the thing is.
I messed you up, I'm sorry.
No, you didn't mess me up. It was the that spiral, the perfect spiral thing. I forgot what it's called. Whatever.
Oh boy. Well, I think we'll go ahead and I think we're good. Oh wait. Oh wait, what does saying here say? Windows Defender, Malware Bytes, Premium, and Anti. Oh, okay. So not bologna, cheese, and a slice of. Okay, gotcha. It was unfair of me to assume, so I apologize. All right. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
I hope that you have enjoyed your time here. I hope that
of course.
you've had a chance to unload everything as much as well. Not everything. There's very little we can do in the span of an hour plus. But
Oh yeah, you let me gramble, I could probably get this going 12 hours.
But guess what? For those of you watching, there are times where our guest will in fact stream, and there are times where they will just kind of lounge around. If you feel obligated to check them out at some point, make sure to check the links below and subscribe to some of their stuff. Check them out. They got a few playthroughs on their YouTube channel. They've got some streaming going on Picarto as well.
Those are for adults only.
Yes. Yeah, minors unfortunately cannot watch those. But YouTube has a few.
YouTube's good.
Yes.
YouTube, Twitch. Those are safe.
Yes. But yeah, feel free to check out their stuff. Do so respectfully and cautiously for those of you who are under 18, please.
Yes, please.
But if we have no other questions, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Make sure to check out the charity once more, which is called orphanedwildlife.org. The link is below. Make sure to check that out and feel free to donate if you feel like you're in a donating mood. But make sure to share it around because it is a place of rescue, a place of comfort, a place of rehabilitation, and a place of big fuzzy brown things.
Yeah.
So, that was our guest, Danji Isthmus, also known as Craftypillar. We thank them and you for joining us here on Suiting Up for Life. We hope to see you here next time, here on the Omega Republic.
Bye-bye, guys. Thanks for letting me on.
Thanks for being here. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.